Inside the mother's body, an extraordinary process takes place, the making of milk. Nutrients from her blood and protective factors from her lymphatic system travel to the breast, bringing all the ingredients needed to create milk. Within the breast lie clusters of tiny grape-like sacs called alveoli. These alveoli are the fundamental structures of the mammary gland. Each alveolus is lined with special milk-producing cells called mammary epithelial cells, or MECs. These cells are the true workers of milk production. Microscopic factories that draw in raw materials from the mother's blood and turn them into milk. The prolactin hormone released by the pituitary gland stimulates the epithelial cells lining the alveoli to take in nutrients from the bloodstream. Different nutrients undergo different processing and are delivered into the alveoli via different specific mechanisms. Some nutrients arrive essentially intact, while others are assembled from scratch. Milk's proteins and sugars are built inside the cell. Amino acids enter from the blood and are assembled into milk proteins using a cell structure called the rough endoplasmic reticulum. From there, the proteins move to another structure called the Golgi apparatus, where they are carefully folded, shaped, and packaged. Inside the cell, tiny vesicles, like microscopic bubbles, carry their precious cargo to the cell's edge. When they reach the boundary, the vesicle opens, releasing its contents into the hollow space of the alveolus. This process is called exocytosis. At the same time, the simple sugar glucose enters the cell and is transformed into lactose, the main milk sugar. This sugar not only gives milk the natural sweetness, but also draws water into the milk, giving it its smooth, fluid form. Proteins and sugars leave the cell through exocytosis. Fats are made in a different way. Inside the cell, the raw materials from milk fat enter a structure called the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here, they are combined to form triglycerides, the main milk fats. At first, tiny droplets appear, then gradually join together, forming larger droplets ready to be released into the milk. They're released from the cell wrapped in a delicate membrane, a thin piece of the cell's own surface, forming what's known as a milk fat globule. This protective coating is essential. Without it, the fat droplets would fuse into larger clumps, making milk thick and difficult to release. The membrane keeps the milk smooth, balanced, and perfectly designed for the baby's gentle digestion. Water and minerals like sodium, potassium, and chloride move directly through the cell walls. Some special elements, antibodies, hormones, and growth factors, travel through a path called transcytosis. The cell forms a small protective bubble around them, carries them across, and releases them without being broken down or altered. All these pathways work in harmony to fill the alveoli milk and join together to form the perfect food for a baby. When the alveoli are full, the milk is stored there until it's needed. Surrounding each cluster of alveoli are tiny muscle cells that respond to the hormone oxytocin. When the baby begins to suckle, oxytocin makes these muscles gently squeeze, pushing milk from the alveoli into the ducts and finally out through the nipple, a process known as the let-down reflex. When breastfeeding stops, prolactin and oxytocin levels fall, milk production slows, and the breast gradually returns to rest. Mother's body reabsorbs the milk that is already present. But because new alveoli form during pregnancy, it never totally disappears. The breasts do not completely return to their pre-pregnant state. The alveoli may shrink, but they never vanish completely. Tiny frameworks remain, like echoes of what once was. But within each cell remains the memory of its purpose, a quiet reminder of the body's remarkable ability to create and sustain life.